Today, we are going to talk about something really exciting. We're talking about how to sell anything to anyone. Subscribe below if you haven't already, please do. And if you have, thank you very much. We're going to look at it from this point of view. If you're trying to sell a product, you want to know exactly what's going on here. How can I shift this amount of product? I need to shift it, get it out the door. I'm after paying a lot of money and I'm under pressure straight away once I get it. I know it can sell, but I don't know how to sell it. So there's that little bit in between. Here's how. So let's look at it first. You need firstly to know the product details inside out. Now, when I say inside out, I mean inside out. Let's just think about it this way. If you're doing accounts, an account, and you're trying to switch a person over from one account to the other, and there's prices, it's, let's say, a telecommunications account, then you need to know the prices from one country to the other during peak hours and off-peak hours. You need to know, let's say, if you're living in Great Britain, you need to know that if you're calling Central Europe, that it's going to be, say, 10 cents a minute, and that if you're calling Eastern Europe, it's going to be 20 cents a minute. But that could be just, peak hours. If it's off peak, then of course it's going to be cheaper. So generally it could be Central Europe could be 5 cents a minute, and then Central Europe or Eastern Europe even so could be a little bit cheaper. So it's going to be, say, 7 cents or whatever. So you need to know those prices, bing, bang, bing. You need to go 5 cents, 7 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, whatever it is, okay? So you need to know that. Then you need to be very, very, when I say product details, you're very, very, very tight. You can't just say generally Eastern Europe and Central Europe. You need to know exactly, say, if you're looking at the States, United States of America, you need to know each of those states, each of those telephone particulars to each of those. You need to know the dial codes. You need to know exactly peak times. So you're talking about 50 odd states. So you're talking about that you need to know the peak plus the off-peak dialing codes plus the actual charges on the peak and the off-peak. That's like 100 different charges. You need to have them on the tip of your tongue, because if you have one customer, numero uno, who is from a state way off yonder, someone has never asked this question before, you need to know that answer and you need to be able to bring that in. So you need to know your product details inside out. You need to use the product every day. So in the case of mobile phones or telecommunications, you got to have that mobile phone on you. You got to have it in your pocket. You got to have it in your hand. You got to show all the gadgetry to it. You need to press all the buttons. You need to know everything and use it every day. By using it every day, you are being seen with it. You are the brand person. You are that face to that brand. Okay, there might be other salespeople out there. There's 1,000 of them perhaps in your company, but you need to be the number one salesperson. How can you do that? You have to be consumed, all consumed by it in your living day. In so doing, you're actually going to make your brain sharper with exactly what's going on with this product, whether it's perfect or not. That means you can see the faults. That means if you haven't been asked certain questions by customers before, you can foresee the questions that will be there in the future. You will also be able to foresee particular useful remakes or redesigns of this product. And that means you're ahead of the curve already. You can go in with that straight off the bat. You can say, hey, hello, Mr. New Customer. Here it is. Look, this is not the most perfect mobile phone I've ever seen. There is a fault in it. Did you know that? And hey, they're thinking, what's going on here? I thought this guy was trying to sell me, and now he's not trying to sell me. Maybe he's actually honest. I better listen. So there you go. You go in with a different type of tact. So you need to use the product every day. You need to know the product inside out. Third reason of how to sell anything, you need to be seen with the product by people. That's what I'm saying. I touched on that before. Being seen with that mobile phone in your hand, walking around, doing it, just being seen with it, that means they'll know you as the mobile guy. Think of the cat lady, okay? Come on, the cat lady. Who likes a cat lady? I mean, really? But the reality is, she or he could be the cat lady. Let's see. He could have a leopard. I don't know. I mean, Mike Tyson had that, hangover movie. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? But anyway, she or he, the cat-ish lady, will be, the person that's known for cats. But hey, look, she sells cats. She doesn't care. She's delighted to be known as the cat lady. Why? Because that means people know that cats are her business before they even know her name, which means she's on a winner straight away. Why does she need to advertise if she's known as the cat lady? She doesn't even have to have cat lady domain name wherever it is. I don't know. She can just have her own name in her private life as she has it, but people know her as that old cat lady. She's pretty happy with that. That means she's been seen with cats. Perhaps she just walks cats. That's it, fine. But people will trust her with animals thereafter. She could then expand to doing dogs. She could then expand to having kennels. She could expand in many other ways, pet food and so on and so forth. So being known by that product. Be yourself by that product. Another way of really being able to sell is to know the competition. Now, people will ask you about the competition's product, so you need to know the competition's product. I would say if you're consumed by your mobile phone, in the example above of the mobile phone, what I would say is buy the arch competitor's mobile phone as well. Have that in your pocket as well. Have that in your sales car. Have that there also. Use it. Have credit on it. Make a bill on it. Play games on it. Use your email on it. Use your email on your own one. Compare them. See exactly what is going on. Check it out. There must be some app that's showing better on that competitor's product. There must be something that is more presentable, that is more approachable for people. There's got to be some way of doing it. There's the great debate, for example, over Apple or Macintosh or Microsoft and so on. There's as many people with one way and the other way, or who knows. There's some way that the people have purchased and continue to purchase these products because, of course, they have habits, but also there are advantages to both. And you need to know the advantages of both, and you also need to know the disadvantages to both. Another way then is to give people a free trial. Now this shows you trust them. So here's my mobile phone. Have a go. It's my mobile. Okay. Yes, I know it's my phone company's, credit package on it or whatever with the rates of our company. But here's my mobile. I mean, that means it's very personal to me. I've got my significant other's number there, so you could send them a text that wouldn't be too good. Or would it? Perhaps you trust them too. And you're showing them that you're a trustworthy person through another person on your phone. Why? Because the numbers on your phone are going to be good numbers and they're going to be trustworthy people, friends, family, contacts, etc. And this person knows this. Straight away, if you give somebody your phone, that's pretty intimate, and it allows them to break down the walls of any kind of BS that's going on. And it's trustworthy. You can then sell them not just the mobile phone, but anything. Why? Because they trust you straight off the bat. So once you give them a free try, even just hand them in their hand, then you tell them someone told me that this was a great product. And this is why I took the job. Somebody told me it was a great product. Relate this to another person, a third party person. Now, if that third party person happens to know that customer, well, that's a win-win-win all around. That's 3 wins. That's pretty good. So you can do that too. So you're using a bit of psychology here, a little bit of humanity. So put it all together and you have a nice bit of cocktail going down right here. Indeed, if cocktail is your product, well, drink it. Now, we're talking about another advantage here. So you need to give them a money-back guarantee and tell them that you will honor it. You personally, not just your company. You. Oh gosh. What if it's a long-distance call? How can you possibly honor that? Because you are going to get that written into your contract, if indeed you can. If you get that written into your contract, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't your actual boss write that into your contract? I mean, whoa, that means you're actually trying to save our potential customers. But if you're a salesperson, you're trying to make sales. That means you need multiplication of sales. So write it into your contract that you can say that line, and if you can, that's going to guarantee you that it's going to happen. So if you give them your mobile phone and they ring Honduras, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because the mobile phone company is going to cover it, but hey, what? They're going to trust you. I'm going to tell so many other people word of mouth, and bingo, you're going to have loads of sales. Just give them their card. That's it. Then we're going towards another great thing. You need to get them holding the product. Now, I touched on this before. Pardon the pun, touched. Yeah. Well, if it's a mobile phone, for example, or something like that, it's physically in your hand. There's so many different things we look at nowadays, say online, but we don't actually hold them. If you physically have something in your hand, it's golden. But with all those different things said, we're near the end here, so please subscribe. if you haven't already. Now, the second last thing is make sure that you tap into their feelings. So how does this make you feel? You ask them, you converse with them. How does it make you feel? You're getting there. Lastly, be consistent, as if they know you now. After all those things, they will naturally refer you to other people. So all those 10 things, being consistent, you got them. You got this. Subscribe below, comments below, and thank you very much for watching.